small size is one of our strengths. You know, we are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
for him. Oh, really?
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Well, class of 2014. Here we are, all of us. We are really proud of you, and we are really going to miss you. I'll tell you a true story happened last night. After the senior awards that we had, a mom texted me, and she said in a text, please, please, don't let my child graduate tomorrow. I'm going to miss him or her. I won't give away the identity. So I did speak to Mrs. Badgley over there and asked her to pull out that paper diploma. So just check your diploma when you get back to your seat to find out if you've got to spend one more year with Mom. That must have been Mom applauding me. So this is a celebration, and we're going to spend a lot of time together from now until 4 in the morning at project graduation. So I'll start off with a bedtime story. One that I used to read to my kids when they were little. There's a very funny scene in the children's book, Winnie the Pooh, when Pooh asked Christopher Robin how Kanga and Roo arrived in the 100-acre wood. How did they get here? Rabbit jumps into the conversation, very full of himself, explaining to Pooh in that critical rabbit way just who belongs and who does not belong in the forest. Here are we, you Pooh, and you Piglet, and me, and suddenly, Pooh loves all his friends, of course, and he interrupts. And Eeyore? Rabbit impatiently responded, and Eeyore, and then suddenly, Pooh interjects again. And Owl? Rabbit hastily responded, and Owl, and then all of a sudden, Pooh forgetfully interrupts again. Oh, and Eeyore, I was forgetting him. Rabbit, certainly now aggravated. Here we are, all of us. He goes on, and Pooh continues to interrupt. Ultimately, the story was about how they all belong, how they all were one community, tied together through experience. Now, graduation ceremonies are wonderful. Every single year it's exciting. Every year it's meaningful. It's the one last time we have to appreciate each other's company. My role in the ceremony is to welcome everyone to the celebration. In so doing, I want us to remember just what a milestone this is. There are events in life that do not happen very often, but they are so significant when they do occur. For instance, becoming a parent might happen only a few times, if at all, for any of us. Meeting that special someone, we all hope that's going to happen. How about seeing a World Series game live? How about seeing the Yankees win the World Series? That's a very rare occurrence lately. Another rare occurrence, parking in the visitor parking lot and getting Mr. Sampson or Officer Green to rip off that ticket that you just received. Very rare indeed. But when these perhaps once-in-a-lifetime events occur, you have to seize the moment and appreciate it. Sometimes, and I am guilty of this, daily life and all of its distractions cause us to miss these opportunities, even when they're right there in front of our faces. So the odds are that right now in this room is perhaps your best friend, or an incredible mom, or an incredible dad, or an incredible son or daughter, or teacher or colleague, or grandparent, or principal. One of the nicest things about graduation is, here we are, all of us. This is our chance to celebrate together a milestone that only happens one time. You don't get to graduate high school twice. You also don't always take the time to show your appreciation for each other, perhaps missing a moment. So, class of 2014, I will take the moment. You are a wonderful group of people. The RHS staff is so appreciative of your presence for the last 4 years. Thank you all for what you have given us. Now, living in the information age, the way in which we celebrate certainly has changed. We really cannot have a celebration now without documenting it through technology. So excuse me for a moment while I try my best to be hip, cool, and all that. I will take a few pics. First, I want to recognize the great class of 1964 gracing us with their presence. And of course, we need a photo of the band, about a band. Now, can I have a shout out for the staff? And now to the parents over here. Over here. And now, if my friends up here on the stage will join me, we will fully enter the modern age with what I am quite certain is the first ever Rutland High School official graduation selfie. Congratulations to you all, and now allow me to introduce Ms. Mary Moran, the Superintendent of the Rutland City Schools, and Peter Mello, President of the Rutland Board of School Commissioners. They will be awarding the diplomas to the 50-year graduates, the great class of 1964.
Mr. Mello, Mr. Olson, honored speakers, class officers and honored guests, parents, family members, friends, members of the class of 1964, and members of the class of 2004. I'm sorry. 2014. It is my great honor this evening to present to you the 48 esteemed members of the class of 1964 who are receiving their golden diplomas on their 50th anniversary. They have traveled as far away as from Hawaii, Louisiana, Colorado, and Switzerland to just be with us tonight, along with some of us who live right here in town. They're from 13 states, ranging from Florida to North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Massachusetts, and Maine. Members of the class of 1964 have represented knowledge, values, and commitment to excellence in their lives and their work and their families, whether near Rutland or far away. And I'm sure that you will follow in their footsteps. You're a class that's known as outstandingly talented, academically, artistically, athletically, but most of all, your kindness and friendship and incredible amount of giving forward in community service is renowned in the region. For that, we're very, very proud. Last night we saw dozens and dozens and dozens of awards given at Senior Awards Night. I've had the joy of knowing many of you since you were kindergartners, and it truly has been a joy to see you grow into the wonderful young men and women you are tonight. So I hope each of you keeps in your heart a piece of Rutland, like these wonderful members of the class of 64 have, who traveled back to celebrate their 50th year and celebrate your graduation. Just think, 50 years from now, you could be sitting right there. They're not laughing. So as I read the names of our 50th anniversary class member, Mr. Melvin will present them with their golden diplomas at their seats. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Before we do that, I want to thank the class for their significant scholarship donations, 3 $500 scholarships, and a beautiful new Liberty elm tree that's already been planted at the entryway of the high school. So that has been their gift to us, and we appreciate that. So, class of 1964, C.J. Abatel from Mendon. Donna Acavalo from Rutland Town. Edward Beauchamp, Rutland. Judy Bernie Bourne, Rutland Town. Henry Brisland, Rutland. Patricia Rapetta Brown, Asheville, North Carolina. Gail Boker Cameron from Ludlow. Trudy Aldridge Cameron from Lake Placid, Florida. Yes, Florida. Juan Ryan Campos from Longmont, Colorado. Patrick Canty from Rutland. Deanna Ryan Carlson from Rutland. Granddaughter Courtney Kemick is in the class of 2014. Joseph Carr of Metairie, Louisiana. Patricia Seneca-Dibble from Winthrop, New York. Sandra Etheridge Dieppe from Colchester. Ron Fairbanks from Rutland, whose granddaughter Natasha McPhee is in the class of 14. Sharon Fish from Rutland. Deborah Arnold Franzoni from Castleton, Vermont and Lebanon, New Hampshire. Robert Franzoni from Castleton, Vermont and Lebanon, New Hampshire. Classmates since the days of Dana School. Corleen McIver Garland from Saco, Maine. Mark Genovese from Milford, New Hampshire. Lori Gola from Barry. And accepting for Elizabeth Weeks Karen, who's not able to be in with us due to illness, Lori will accept that diploma as well. Jane Griswold from Rutland. Some of you may have had Mrs. Griswold in elementary school. Patricia Spalding Hatcher, Lakeland, Florida. Sandy Eddie Hunt, Florence. Constance Lindholm Johnson, Wallingford. Connie Russell King, Rutland. Donna Tailby Nur, Vero Beach, Florida. Grandson Michael Savatasso is in this class. Next, I'd like to ask the esteemed board chair emeritus Michael Vick to present Israel Mack with his golden diploma. Hugh McLeod from Clinton Township, Michigan. Nancy Champagne Oaks from Messina, New York. Peter Eschker from Oberville, Switzerland. Long way from here. Peter was an exchange student and could not help but come back to his 50th year celebration. Christine Pratt from Belmont. Sandra Paul Sakin from Deerfield, Illinois. Robert Sargent from Underhill. Paul Chambeau from Honeoye Falls, New York. Paul was class president. Caroline Sue Sharp from Rutland, who was class treasurer. Nancy Page Smith from the farthest distance, Honolulu, Hawaii. Sally Severin Snarsky from Shrewsbury. Cynthia Maury Spencer from North Clarendon. David Steele from Maynard, Massachusetts. Barbara Stewart from Rutland. Gary Swanson from Agawam, Massachusetts. Richard Whittemore from Bonaire, Georgia. And Carol Lester Young from Castleton. Does that conclude the class, Mrs. Capitan? Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 1964. The 50th grads will now take your leave and probably go and party someplace. Thank you for coming. Congratulations again.
Amber Thomas, and as the class vice president, I have the honor of introducing our salutatorian, Taylor and Patelis. Over the past 4 years, I haven't had many classes with Taylor, but he always stuck out in the classes I had with him, mainly because he could always find the answers when the rest of the class would struggle. If Taylor was not in my stats class, I do not think that my classmates and I would have found some answers without him. He was the guy that the kids would fight over a seat next to when taking a test. Although Taylor was never allowed cheating. It is clear that Taylor is a bright young man, but that is not all he has to offer. Taylor has been in theater and in chambers all 4 years of his high school career. After watching some of his high school plays, I have to say that Taylor is an awesome actor. Not only can he act, but he can belt out any song and nail every note. Taylor has a lot of talent and is going to use that talent and further his studies at Tufts University, where he will be studying in applied mathematics. I wish the best of luck to Taylor wherever he goes, and I know he will do great in life. Everyone, please give a round for our salutatorian, Taylor and Patelis.
I've had a lot of experience on stage, but I'll admit I have never been this nervous. The fact that all of this is really happening and that I'm graduating didn't really hit me until about noon today, when I almost didn't make it through my practice of the speech. So I have no idea what to expect, so bear with me. So I'm about to start my speech with the most corny cliche ever. Are you ready? High schoolers are like snowflakes. No two are alike, and no two ever have the same experience in high school. Some are high honor students, some are not. Some are kind-hearted and respectful. Others could afford to be a bit kind. Some love their teachers, others not so much. But those of us graduating here today all have one thing in common. We made it. Through all the highs, lows, and in-betweens, we persevered. Only about 83% of high school students in the US end up graduating. And yet we are all here today, about to enter a new stage in our lives. I honestly can't believe that this day has finally arrived. I still remember receiving my school lunch kit back in the 6th grade and learning that the first 4 numbers were the year that we would graduate. 2014. It seemed like such an unreachable, distant number back then, almost like a myth. And the road to get to it was paved with important events. Haiti was struck by a devastating earthquake. Apple debuted the iPad. The worst marine environmental disaster in US history occurred. Japan was devastated by a 9.0 magnitude earthquake and tsunami. Osama bin Laden was killed. The global population reached 7 billion. The Mars Science Laboratory explored the red planet. A meteor exploded over the Russian city of Chelyabinsk. The NSA documents were leaked, and the royal baby was born. With each passing year, we got closer and closer to our goal. Soon, 2014 seemed within reach. And as we got closer and closer, the years seemed to fly by faster and faster. Freshman year, with getting the white and red wings mixed up. Sophomore year, with just starting to get into the flow of things. Junior year, with that day when the power went out on what was supposed to be the last day on Earth. And finally, senior year, where we still got the white and red wings mixed up. But at least we finally owned the best hallway in the school. Speaking personally, I wouldn't change my high school experience even if I could. Sure, I've had my bad days, but these past 4 years have been some of the happiest of my life. Am I relieved it's finally over? Of course. But this journey into young adulthood has changed me into a person I am proud to be. Before I entered high school, I was socially awkward and didn't have many friends. Now I'm still socially awkward, but at least I have lots of friends. Wasn't expecting that much applause. High school changes us, but we can all say that it was for the better, at least in some way. I, for one, am excited to start a new chapter in my life, the college years. It is now that we must all part ways. Some of us will be attending schools with friends. Others will have to make new ones. Some may want to keep in touch with our class. Others may want to disassociate themselves entirely. No matter where you are going or what you are going to do, I wish you all the best of luck on the road ahead. I unfortunately have not had the chance to meet every single one of you personally, but I know that this RHS class of 2014 is destined for greatness. Now, a few months ago, I discovered a beautiful poem, and some of you may have heard it. The poem was written by a 14-year-old US teenager and posted on Twitter by his older brother. The caption read, "Read this. My 14-year-old brother wrote this. Crazy with 4 Ys." In a month, this poem had over 150,000 likes and almost an equal number of retweets on Twitter. Here is a transcript of the poem. Our generation will be known for nothing. Never will anybody say we were the peak of mankind. That is wrong. The truth is, our generation was a failure. Thinking that we actually succeeded is a waste, and we know living only for money and power is the way to go. Being loving, respectful, and kind is a dumb thing to do. Forgetting about that time will not be easy, but we will try. Changing our world for the better is something we never did. Giving up was how we handled our problems. Working hard was a joke. We knew that people thought we couldn't come back. That might be true, unless we turn things around. And at the bottom here, in parentheses, it reads, "And now read this bottom to top." Unless we turn things around, that might be true. People thought we couldn't come back. We knew that was a joke. Working hard was how we handled our problems. Giving up is something we never did. Changing the world for the better will not be easy, but we will try. Forgetting about that time is a dumb thing to do. Being loving, respectful, and kind is the way to go. Living only for money and power is a waste. And we know we actually succeeded thinking that our generation was a failure. That is wrong. The truth is we were the peak of mankind. Never will anybody say our generation will be known for nothing. Thank you, RHS class of 2014. It has been a fantastic ride, and I wish you all the best on your own journeys through adulthood. We are all, last part I promise. We are all just stories in the end. Make sure that yours is a good one. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My My name is Melanie Hubbard, and I'm the president of the Rutland High School class of 2014. And as class president, I have the honor of introducing our valedictorian, Kristen Switzer. When I found out that I would be the one introducing Kristen, I thought, this should be easy, as I've gone to school with her since kindergarten. And if you know Kristen, you know that she is a personable and kind young woman who makes a lasting impression. Going to school with somebody for 12 years allows you to learn who they are as more than a student. I have grown up with Kristen and watched her evolve as a person. From Girl Scouts to middle school basketball to watching Kristen announce valedictorian, I have learned that she is an outstanding person who perseveres to try her hardest. I also have to thank her parents, who tried their hardest to teach me basketball in middle school. She always offers a helping hand, a smile, and solace when something has gone wrong. I am honored to have grown side by side with her. When we entered high school, Kristen and I had a few scattered classes together. She became active in many clubs and activities, including soccer, basketball, tennis, club giving, key club, and environmental club. She became the captain of 3 varsity sports and participated in several community service projects. We again met on the tennis court in the spring, where, for the last 4 years, I have played side by side with Kristen. This past season, she played number 2 singles while I played number 3, so most of the time our matches were played next to each other. Each time I hit a good shot or won a point, she would offer me some sort of compliment or encouraging words. As I would return her compliments, I thought of how nice of a gesture this was. In the fall, Kristen will be attending the University of Vermont, where she will study environmental science. She one day hopes to join the Peace Corps and travel to developing countries to help improve their lives and communities. I have no doubt that she will succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, our valedictorian, Kristen Switzer.
Welcome families, friends, faculty, coaches, administration, and the classes of 2014 and 1964. I am honored to be speaking to you today. 4 years ago, as an 8th grader at Rutland Town School, I had to decide which high school I wanted to attend. Not having a high school of our own, my classmates and I had school choice. I considered attending Millburger, and though it's a great school, I'm so glad I chose to become one of the members of the creative, athletic, studious, witty, wonderful, and never boring RHS class of 2014. Over the last 4 years, I have created amazing friendships and engaged with an outstanding faculty who have opened up a world of possibilities for me and my fellow classmates. I know how to dissect a squid, write up a Sharkin sonnet, and I better understand the nuances of the Cuban Missile Crisis. However, the lessons I learned at RHS did not always come from sitting at a desk listening to a lecture. Sometimes the lessons were more subtle. I watched the determination of Mr. Kirk riding his bike to school each morning for the exercise and to do his part in reducing his carbon footprint. I heard the tales of Mr. Brule driving his electric car from Middlebury and living off the grid in a house covered in solar panels. These are the types of inspiring lessons that sparked my interest in the field of environmental science. A lesson in particular I will never forget happened when I came to A Block early one morning to get some homework done. Mr. McDonough is known for keeping a stash of tea in his classroom. After exploring England and Scotland last year with my sister Shannon, I developed a love for tea and would often pour myself a cup of lemon chiffon. On this particular morning, I walked into class and the room was empty. I went over to my desk and there was a teacup with a packet of lemon chiffon inside. Not knowing who it was for, I pushed it aside and began my homework. A few minutes later, Mr. McDonough entered the room and asked if I wanted that tea. I replied that it wasn't mine, and he responded, "I put it there for you." Though it may sound like a simple gesture, Setting out that tea for me was a random act of kindness that I will always remember to pass on. I was such that someone would go out of their way just to brighten my day a little. People are quick to assume that others will not help them just for the sake of being generous and caring. That selfless acts are hard to come by. Let's change that. Be compassionate and put forth an effort to make others happy. To this day, I am not positive Mr. McDonough even likes lemon chiffon tea, but I do, so he always keeps it in stock. Though I will miss the comfort of walking by familiar faces in our hallowed halls, the thought of what lies beyond high school is exciting. It is scary to step into the unknown, but as my basketball coach always told me before games, being nervous is good. It just means you're ready. Looking at the class of 1964, I can only imagine how they felt sitting at their own high school graduation 50 years ago, as the Cold War, civil rights legislation, and the Beatles dominated the news. Many of them were just as unsure about their futures as you are today, leaving the security of Rutland High School, but determined to make their mark on the world. I look forward to sitting beside all of my classmates 5 decades from now, and listening to your wonderful accomplishments and the many random acts of kindness you have given and received. I found this quote by John Lennon I would like to share with you as I near the end of my speech. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. I am not certain about my future, and don't know what life has in store, but I'm positive that no matter what happens, I want to be happy and spread happiness to others. Every one of you has received your version of that cup of lemon chiffon tea. So pass the kettle and prove that our generation is not only ambitious and determined, but full of kindness and compassion for others. Thank you, RHS class of 2014, and I will see you back here in 2064.
President, I also have the honor of introducing our commencement speaker, Mrs. Rachel McGuire. On behalf of our class, I thank you for taking the time to speak at our graduation. Police Officer Rachel O. McGuire graduated from Rutland High School in 2000. While at Rutland, she was a tri-scholar athlete all 4 years and participated in soccer, alpine skiing, lacrosse, and several community service and music groups, as well as being a member of the National Honor Society and Tri-M Honor Society. She then attended Boston University's College of Arts and Sciences and graduated in May 2004 with Bachelor of Arts degrees in Psychology and Sociology. Post-BU, she spent 4 years working in retail sales at J. Crew in Boston before applying to become a Boston police officer. She was accepted and graduated the 6-month Boston Police Academy in November 2008 at the top of her class, receiving the Academy's Hogan Award and Academic Excellence Award. For the first 5.5 years of her police career, Officer McGuire patrolled the streets of District D4, covering the Back Bay, South End, Fenway, and Lower Roxbury neighborhoods of Boston. While working as a patrol officer, she studied at Curry College and earned her master's degree in criminal justice in 2012. Her education at Rutland High, BU, and Curry, her time in retail sales, and her experiences as a patrol officer prepared her for her recently acquired position as a spokesperson and representative for the Boston Police Department and the Office of Media Relations. Officer McGuire is currently studying for the upcoming promotional exam and hopes of becoming a sergeant. In addition to her regular duties, Mrs. McGuire has often been assigned to patrol the finish line of the Boston Marathon, which is where she was on April 15, 2013, when a deadly bomb detonated. One of the photos that was taken during the bombing featured Rachel and two fellow officers taking action, and soon appeared as the cover of Sports Illustrated. She was again featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated with her fellow officers and David Ortiz in celebration of the Red Sox winning the World Series. Without further ado, Mrs. Rachel McGuire.
Good evening, everyone. Exactly 8 months ago today, Principal Olson contacted me by email and asked me to be your speaker here at the class of 2014 graduation. About 4 months ago, I was invited to be the keynote speaker at the commencement ceremony for the sociology department at Boston University. I can't express to you how extremely honored I felt. But boy, did I have trouble writing these 2 speeches. The difficulties I encountered were definitely unanticipated for a number of reasons. I don't struggle with the fear of public speaking. As a police officer, all those fears are basically drilled out of you right at the beginning of the academy. And it's not as if I didn't have plenty of material to present. As you know, I've had quite the past couple of years. I even went online and researched some of the most effective college keynote speeches to get ideas. Ellen DeGeneres gave a hilarious speech at Tulane's commencement in 2009, and just to let you know, I'm not even close to that funny, so I'm just going to try not to put you to sleep. No, these were not the problems. In retrospect, I think I was overwhelmed by having to find a meaningful message to pass on to the Rutland High School class of 2014. So I tried to ask myself, what did I gain from my experiences at Rutland High School? And how have these impacted my life since graduation? What message do I want to impart on these eager young high school grads who are waiting for me to hurry up and finish my speech so that they can get their diplomas already? In fact, I had so much trouble writing both of these speeches that 2 days before BU's ceremony, I scrapped my almost finished 15-minute speech and wrote a new one. While rewriting that speech and contemplating this one at the same time, I realized that one of the major lessons I've learned throughout my years at RHS, BU, and the years to follow was sitting right there in front of my face, and I was doing it right then. So I'll tell you the lesson right up front. If I can give you anything to take away from my speech today, it would be, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to scrap something that's not working for you and to restart, try again, or revise your previous plan. Don't be afraid to start something new. Don't be afraid to veer off path. And if you are afraid, find some way to get over it. I'll give you a few examples of how overcoming fear has worked out for me in Rutland High School and the years that follow. As a Rutland High student, I'd always dreamed of going to college in Boston. In particular, I wanted to go to Boston University, study psychology, and become a forensic psychologist for the FBI so I could analyze the criminal mind. As a player on the Raider lacrosse team, I also dreamed of playing Division I lacrosse at BU. Although I had not been contacted by BU lacrosse, I'd been recruited by a couple of small D1 and D3 schools, and I had great grades, so I didn't think any of these dreams were far-fetched or out of the question. So one fall day, my senior year of high school, I took my lacrosse highlight reel and my mom's old Volvo, and I drove down to Boston to visit the BU lacrosse coach. I had a meeting with her during which she promised me I could walk onto the team and play fall ball as my tryout. She would let me know the following spring if I had earned a spot on the team. Good enough for me, I thought. All I needed was a chance. Unfortunately, I hadn't anticipated that when I entered BU, I was now a small fish in an extremely large pond. A few days into my fall tryout for the lacrosse team, the coach broke it to me that I would not be invited to play for BU. As crushed as I was, I still enjoyed the school and I loved living in the city and studying psychology there. Shortly after my spring semester, I returned home to catch an RHS lacrosse game. Afterwards, I spoke to the Raider coach who informed me that the coach at BU was leaving and there would be a new coach for lacrosse in the fall. He told me I would have to try out again. My reaction was no bleeping way. It would be so embarrassing to go back as a sophomore, try out, and get cut again. I mean, I have at least a little But my coach told me, you're already not on the team. You've been through the rejection before. It can't get worse, it can only get better. What do you have to lose? What are you afraid of? And that was a good question. So yes, I tried out again. And maybe it's because the new coach took pity on this shameless sophomore who wanted to walk on for a second time, but I made the team. On the other hand, maybe I made the team because she saw fearlessness, perseverance, and work ethic that could benefit the team. I definitely was not the best player on the field. In fact, I was probably the worst. But throughout my 3 years on the team, I tried to lead by example, working hard every practice and pushing my teammates to be the best that they could be. I made friendships and memories that would last a lifetime. Even though things hadn't gone as planned at first, making the team became so much more meaningful to me because of the hurdles I had to overcome. I tasted failure, but overcame the fear and continued to my goals. Like many college students, my academic plans changed slightly throughout college too. I picked up sociology as a second major, which I turned out to enjoy studying a little bit more than psychology. I really narrowed my focus in both fields to attract and criminal justice. But at the beginning of my senior year, like many other college students encounter me, and I hope you guys don't go through this, but it often happens, I had a bit of a panic attack about what I would do for a career with these subjects after BU. I knew I didn't want to have the energy to go back to school for those 3 to 7 years it would take for me to get degrees and get a good job in this field. So I had originally planned something in psych and sociology and criminal justice. So I sat at my college graduation. I had no job lined up, no income, no plan, and I'd be living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Boston with 4 other girls. I think I would have been a little nervous, but for some reason I wasn't. I was excited to be done with all the schoolwork and homework and classes. I needed a break from all the stress of studying. So with no job waiting for me in my field of study, I did what I loved, shopping. I figured I had some experience in retail sales when I was in Rutland High, so I might be good at it. I interviewed for a personal shopping position at my favorite store, J. Crew, and I got the job, mission accomplished. I had a nice, easy job with great benefits that would pay the bills with very little stress. Best of all, no papers, no homework, and a 50% discount on clothes. After the first year and a half of my personal shopping endeavors at J. Crew, I unexpectedly found that my honesty, work ethic, competitiveness, and dedication to whatever I do landed me in a position as one of the top 3 sales associates in the entire company. I built strong relationships with my coworkers and clients and was able to network throughout the company. I had established the connections and reputation to move up in the company if I had wanted to. But 4 years into my job at J. Crew, I realized I didn't want to move forward with a career in retail. I had become bored and began to consider a job in criminal justice. People frequently ask me how I went from being a J. Crew sales girl to wanting to be a police officer. I'll joke and tell them that I found myself more interested in catching shoplifters than selling clothes, or, as I would walk to work at J. Crew every morning, I'd see the Boston cops on detail and say, oh yeah, I could do that, that looks like fun. But I'm not only half joking. As one of my managers at J. Crew left the company for a job with the Boston Police, the seed was planted. I wanted to become a cop. Taking the civil service exam and making it through the Boston Police Academy was probably the most frightening but exciting time in my life until that point. It was the most pressure I had ever felt because I realized it was something that I really wanted. And on top of that, the unknowns were endless. No one in my family was a police officer. I didn't know any officers in the area. And I personally had no military or police experience as a point of reference. I didn't have a compass to guide me as to what I could expect. I only had my own experiences to rely on, and I tried as best I could to extract knowledge from my life and apply it to my fledgling police career. I applied my work and study ethic that I gained at Rutland High and BU to acing my academy classes and graduating top of my class. I applied my athletic ability and competitiveness that I used on the lacrosse field to the physical training I enjoyed every day at the academy. I applied my affinity for teamwork to building bonds with my academy classmates. who would later become my co-workers, my brothers and sisters in blue. Were there days that I was afraid that I couldn't hack into this tough profession? Of course. But like I said in the beginning, when you're afraid, you must fight through it. From all these unknowns, I emerged from the police academy in November 2008, a fully sworn police officer for the city of Boston. I haven't doubted for a minute since that day that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. My husband says he's never seen anyone who loves their job as much as I do. Even through some of the roughest times in my career, like during my first year on the job when I was seriously injured by a domestic violence victim, I believe that even though I took a pretty winding road to get here, I found my home at the Boston Police Department. As I just celebrated my 6th-year anniversary of becoming a police officer, I realized how much my previous knowledge and how I've dealt with fear and uncertainty have led me to where I am today. In police work, we rely heavily on our training and experience to assess situations and suspects. We even cite our training and experience in police reports as a means to prove probable cause. The tricky part is that we never quite know when or how we'll use the tools that we've gained from the past. Last year on April 15th, at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, my training, experience, and courage, and that of my fellow first responders, were unexpectedly tested as 2 bombs exploded mere 3 feet from where I was standing. From the chaos and confusion, first responders managed to triage and transport over 260 victims from Boylston Street to area hospitals in less than 22 minutes. All living victims taken from the scene that day have survived to tell their stories. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared on that day and those to follow. My fellow officers, my family, the victims, and I are forever changed by what we went through. And in the moment, training and experience took over and helped us overcome the feelings of fear in order to do what needed to be done. I know I can speak for everyone affected by that day when I say we're going to take the negative events from the week of April 15th and turn them into a positive outcome. For me, I know it's one of the incidents that I'll carry with me, and it will help me be prepared the next time that I need to rely on my training and experience. It has simply shown me that every day is training for the next, and every day brings new situations that breed courage, creativity, knowledge, and how to do my job. In the nearly 15 years since I graduated from Rutland High, I've learned that uncertainty and concern about the future never really go away. These feelings come in waves of different forms, but you are the one who can choose what to do with these fears. You can succumb to them, or you can overcome them and push through. My advice, of course, would be the latter. Don't be intimidated. The same fears that will bring you down can also spawn creativity, innovation, positive experiences, and success. After he won his first Super Bowl in the 2001 season, another guy who has a little more experience of a side than I do, Tom Brady, said, "Don't let other people tell you what you're capable of. As long as you believe in yourself and work hard to achieve whatever you set your mind to, you just keep plugging away. It may not be up to your timetable, but you can get it done." It was just a coincidence that Tom gave this quote to Sports Illustrated in 2002, a mere months after I had made the BU lacrosse team. But for that reason, I've always identified with this message. And I think it can apply to many of you graduating today. Like I did, many of you will be attending college in the fall. Others of you have different plans that don't include school, like traveling abroad or getting a job. Whatever you intend to do, don't be afraid to fall behind your timetable or plan. Don't be scared to take the winding path instead of the straight and narrow. But when you do set your mind to something, go for it completely regardless of the setbacks. Try out again. Try a new major or career. As frightening as it may be, jump in with both feet and set your goals high in whatever you do. If you get knocked down, get up and try again. If your plan isn't working out, scrap it and try a different route. Don't forget to carry your experiences from Rutland High School with you and use the knowledge you gained here to your advantage. Although I ultimately found my dream job and often wish I had found it sooner, I may not have enjoyed the success and happiness I have if I hadn't experienced and learned from some degree of defeat and failure along the way. Embrace all of your experiences and use them to make yourselves a success. Good luck in your future endeavors, class of 2014.
That we've all been waiting for. Thank you so much, Rachel, for the inspiring words. Just remember, Ari Jessers, we can do anything. Just look at Rachel's career. So, my official duty today, to all those here assembled, I hereby certify to you with the utmost confidence and respect that these candidates assembled before you have successfully completed the requirements for graduation from Rutland High School. They have worked hard and overcome many challenges to earn the diplomas they will receive today. They are the product of our dedicated faculty and their proud parents and family. Mr. Mello and friends, I respectfully present to you the Rutland High School class of 2014.
Thank you and congratulations. Tonight, I'm the luckiest man in the room. I get to hand you the symbol of a culmination of a 12-year career in public education. And on behalf of the Board of School Commissioners, this is one of the most exciting events for us. To see the fruits of the support that we've had for you since you entered the Rutland City Public Schools. I know how you feel about your parents as role models and what they've done for you. And we'd also like to thank all of your teachers, the high school teachers who have been with you for the last leg, the last 4 years. I'd like to make a special note this evening to thank all the teachers, the elementary teachers that helped in establishing the foundation of your pyramid, not to forget about them. I too am a member of the class of 1964 in another state. But I can still remember all of my elementary teachers. I can see their faces and I know their names. One of you in the yearbook that I went through put a picture of some classmates and their 5th grade teacher. I noticed that. That 5th grade teacher is my wife. And she's had at least 2 of these young women that are on the stage right now. So to go back and remember all of the teachers, the elementary as well as the secondary teachers, is very important. We as a board thank all teachers. So it's my pleasure now to turn the microphone over to the gentleman who's going to be announcing your names. It's not my job. But again, shake your hand and congratulate you all.
Kristen Ann Switzer. Taylor James Empatelos. Melanie Morgan Hubbard. Amber M. Thomas. Michael James Solani II. Matthew N. Abatel. Jessica Shea Alexander. Chantel Llewellyn Algen. Skylar A. Mario. Marissa Lynn Arduca. Aubrey Elizabeth Armstrong. Cooper Orrin Babbitt. Allison Christine Bachman. Heather Alexandra Baloo. Ryan A. Bohanwa. Caitlin Jenny Benini. Abigail Rose Pizarro. Corey Christopher Black. Courtney Ann Bliss. Nicholas G. Bowles. Aaron Carl Borkowski. Nicholas Ryan Boudreau. Mia Ann Begor. Amber Marie Matisse Rasa. Dylan M. Bride. Samuel Lewis Foley Grocery. Kelsey Lee Bullock. Bryn Marie Hands. Mike Allen Campbell. Tala Lee Caruso. Andrew Jeffrey Casarino. Faith Sandra Cavacas. Lauren R. Cheney. Taylor Noel Jagursky. Colin Jack Clark. Taylor John Clifford. Hunter Joshua Cole. Brian Joseph Colomar. Gabriella J. Fulton. Courtney Lee Hunley. Tyler James Cook. Carly A. Coombs. Elaine Carol Porcello Brown. Joseph Green Kucher. Brianne Nicole Crossman. Ryan Andrew Crossman. Pesa Marie Zarnecki. Michaela Davis. Tom A. Dixon. Desiree Marie DePietro. Ryan Matthew Dougherty. Austin Douglas Drake. Maya Elizabeth Drake. Samuel James Drake. Andrew Zachary Durden. Catherine Elizabeth Durkee. Matthew William Eddy. Shoshana Sophia Angelina Rose Eggleston Kelly. Deborah May L.P. Daniel Scott Ujier. Amber Lynn Fisher. Jaron James Fitzgerald. Nicholas A. Fitzgerald. Matthew Donald Waugh. Jack H. Foley. Bradley R. Fortier. Shania Alexis Fowler. Justin Matthew Franklin. Haley Maria Fraser. Catherine Claire Fusco. Kylie M. Gagnon. Johanna Michaela Galliano. Margaret Elena Gallagher. Noah David Garland. Dominique Rose Gatto. Nathan Philip Gary. Peter William Gibb. Brandon C. Giles. Kelsey Jean Leeson. Kristen M. Rutland. Jennifer Lene Grenier. Sierra Marie Grimes. Amanda Ray Hadley. Shondell S. Hall. Caitlin H. Hanley. Rachel Marie Howell. Matthew James Haven. Lauren J. Heal. Cody David Hill. Evan Brian Hill. Thomas K. Hogenkamp. Frederick Ryan Hooker. Timothy Michael Hughes. Ashley L. Heidegger. Nicholas W. Identity. Courtney Marie Kamen. Margaret Jane Carney. Megan Elizabeth Heath. Brendan David Keeler. Tony A. Kennedy. Rachel E. Bailey. Aaron R. Gillette. David L. Fergie. Eric Anthony Corson. Haley Jordan Travis. Josh A. LePage. Judea M. Lamb. Matthew A. Lonnie. Andrew John Lebo. Selena Kaylin Lemieux. Quentin Thomas Wilson. Zachary David Lenser. Bradley Scott Leonard. Colleen Elizabeth Levens. Francis A. Levens. Christina H. Lovett. Albert John McFarland II. Maxwell John Major. Mary Catherine Morrow. Sid N. Artuccio. Jack T. Nazarello. Joshua C. Nazarello.
Michelle Brown. She's the head educator at the high school. Those are my nephews, I believe.
Lindsay T. McCutcheon. Braden A. McGarry. Carly Marie McGinnis. Ella Catherine Hearing. Randy D. Carrier. Jessica Ann McNeil. Natalie Ann McPhee. Natasha Marie McPhee. Shannon Eileen Mead. Sarah Lee Merrill. Kyle David Menard. Charisse Marie Booth. Ethan Richard Manuka. Sarah Catherine Madden. Jacob Jeffrey Nichols. Nicholas W. Noel. Caitlin Lane Novak. Stefan Michael O'Connor. Patrick William O'Rourke. Cheyenne Renee Olson. Kevin L. Perry. Kyle E. Parker. Emily Ann Perkins. William Alfred Peterson. Jacob Christopher Piatek. Jamie Ray Minnie West. Ariel Marie Piper. Olivia Jean Paquette. Simeon Stockton Hall. Hannah Elizabeth Poljasic. Natalie Morgan Poljasic. David T. Hondo III. Charles B. Pope Jr. Paige Diane Prouty. Eli O. Ramos. Alejandro Montana. Ian Christopher Riley. Megan Rose Renal. Mackenzie Elaine Roberts. Sophie J. Robledo. Cade Andrew Rogers. Brendan S. Rollins. Christopher M. Ryan. Michael James Salpasso. Shitich R. Suchdev. Michael A. Santana. Tiffany Amber Sarnowski. Stephanie A. Schaefer. Brianna Lynn Schneider. Regan Olivia Scribner. Brianna Star Shaw. Christina Marie Shaw. Sean J. Shorty. Hannah E. Sealer. Douglas John Smith Jr. Lauren Nicole Smith. Lori Nicole Smith. Ethan D. Snicker. Wyatt Andrew Szynski. Samantha Lynn St. Marie. Benjamin A. Starr. Zachary J. Sturinskas. Brianna Michelle Steele. Colin T. Stein. Dana Rose Stewart. Tristan Anthony Stutes. Jessica Jean Sturdivant. Quentin Todd Michael Sutton. Dominic R. Taddeo. Abigail Rose Kimbor. Bailey Jean Thompson. Alanis L. Tidmore. Lexi Ann Tidmore. Michael S. Tucker. Preston James Van Guyler. Brandon Lee Van Guyler. Brianna Jolie Van Guyler. Peyton Lynn DeLue. Adam M. Wade. Soleil A. Wade. Nathan Cyril Webster. Brooke Marie Westcott. Joshua Charles White. Kyle A. White. Charles D. Whittemore, Jr. Stephanie Elizabeth Wilcox. Spencer Allen Wilson. Isaac Whitman Wright. Danielle Elizabeth Holiday.
Thank you.